Hello students, I am Vidya from G.K.Jain school. Now I am going to teach you about permanent tissues from class 9. In the last video itself, we have been discussed about the meristematic tissues. Okay, let us recall about that. What is the role of meristematic tissues in the plants? Yes, it enables the growth of the plant. How? Because they are dividing by themselves to produce the new cells. So that the way the growth will take place in the plants. But when the growth of the meristematic tissues has stopped, when they lost ability to produce new cells, that meristematic tissues will change as a permanent tissues. The meristematic tissues only turned as a permanent tissue, but when they lost their ability to dividing by themselves to produce new cells. So that is what called as a permanent tissues. The meristematic tissues only turned as a permanent tissues. These permanent tissues are classified into two categories. One is simple permanent tissues and another one is complex permanent tissues. What is meant by simple permanent tissues? Already I told you the group of cells only called as tissues. The group of the collection of cells only is known as tissues. But the group of cells, it may be a similar kind of cells or it may be a different kinds of cells. When the tissues have similar kinds of cells, that tissues are called as simple permanent tissues. Simple tissues. The collection of similar kind of cells is known as simple tissues, and also it is called as a homogeneous tissues. And these simple tissues are further classified into three categories. One is parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. So these three categories are made up of, they are composed only similar kinds of cells. And this parenchyma possesses intercellular space in the aquatic plants. When the parenchyma possesses intercellular space in the aquatic plant, the air filled in that, so because of that only the plant can float on surface of the water. For example, if you take the stem part of the lotus plant, if you cut it, you can observe the minute pores are present in the stem. The air is filled inside the spaces of the stem. So because the parenchyma only possesses the intercellular space, so that make the plant to float on the water, float on the surface of the water. And that type of parenchyma is known as aerenchyma. What is mean by aerenchyma? Air, I write here air, because the air is filled inside the space of cells. Okay, air plus parenchyma. That is only called as aerenchyma. Understood? And another example is Chloronchyma. What is mean by Chloronchyma? When this parenchyma exposed to light, that will turned as a chloroplast. When they exposed to the light, that will turned as a changed as a chloroplast. So that is why that type of parenchyma is known as Chloronchyma. So chloronchyma means chloroplast plus parenchyma. That is what known as chloronchyma. But this chloronchyma is different from this collenchyma. Collenchyma is different and chloronchyma is different. So keep this in your mind. And so this the parenchyma is classified further two types, that is aerenchyma and another one is a chloronchyma. So what is the role of chloroplast? So due to this chloroplast only, chlorophyll, okay, that is a high concentration of chlorophyll. Because of that only the plants can prepare their food by their own. That process only named as photosynthesis. And these parenchyma tissues are made up of living cells, similar kinds of living cells. And what are the role of these parenchyma tissues in the plants? They may store water in the plants like succulent plants and xerophytic plants. What is mean by succulent and xerophytic plants? Yes, with they have thick and fleshy tissues. They adapted to store water. So in this type of xerophytic and succulent plants, the parenchyma may store the water. They act as a water storage, and also they act as a food reservoirs, and absorption, buoyancy, secretion. So these are the functions of the parenchyma. And also the vacuoles of this parenchyma can store food. If you take apple, in the apple these parenchyma tissues stores sugar. And if you take potato, in the potato this parenchyma tissues store starch. So these are the functions of the parenchyma in the plants. And in the next one is collenchyma. So if you take the collenchyma, so this is what collenchyma. Collenchyma tissues are also living tissues. These collenchyma cells are elongated with thickened, unevenly thickened, non-lignified wall. What is mean by non-lignified? Lignified means it's converting into woody tissues. Collenchyma cells have rectangular oblique or tapering ends and persistent protoplast they have, and also they possess thick primary non-lignified walls. So you can see here these are non-lignified cell wall. So as I told you already that lignified means conversion of woody tissues, but these walls are non-lignified walls. They also provide mechanical support for growing organs. And next one is sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma consists of thick-walled cells which are often lignified. So here the conversion of woody tissues will occur in this type of sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma cells are dead and do not possess living protoplast at maturity. So as they are dead cells, they will not have protoplast. Sclerenchyma cells are grouped into fibers and scleroid. So this is what called as fiber and scleroid. This sclerenchyma cells are grouped into fibers and scleroid. Fibers are elongated sclerenchymatous cells. So you can see it is elongated fiber, long fiber made up of sclerenchymatous cell, usually with pointed ends. They have pointed ends, and fibers are abundantly found in many plants. The average length of fiber is 1 to 3 millimeter. However, some plants have fiber are extensively longer, ranging from 20 millimeter to 550 millimeter. Scleroids are widely distributed in plant body. So this scleroid are widely distributed in plant body. They are usually broad, may occur in single or in group. They may occur in single or it may occur in a groups. Scleroid are isodiametric with lignified walls. Pits are prominent and seen along the walls. Lumen is filled with wall material. So lumen means the hollow surface. That hollow surface is filled with wall material. Scleroids are also common in fruits and seeds. You may see the scleroids under the microscope in it is common in fruits and seeds. I hope this video will be very useful for you all. If you want more updates on educational videos, don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel GK Jain. Thank you.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.